What's up, YouTube? This your man Gerard with DBK Mobile Detailing down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome back to another video. And if you're part of the family, welcome. And if you're not, don't be a stranger. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. So before we get started, I want to go ahead and apologize. My mic wasn't plugged in. So for the first part of this video, I will be narrating, so to say. But nevertheless, man, we still got some good content on here. And go ahead and consider following me on Instagram at DBK_mobile_detailing. So in today's video, I'm going to tell y'all about how I go about detailing in this type of weather, how I handled it, and how much I made from it. We had some pretty nasty weather here yesterday. So as you can see today, we got a bit of an overcast going on. A little light misting. Nevertheless, weather's supposed to clear up. So we're going to go ahead and get to it. So before I get started, I just want to give y'all a breakdown on how I even got this customer and what all this package includes. So the customer reached out to me yesterday. He actually found me on Google. And, I told him that they was calling for rain tomorrow. Well, it was raining yesterday, and they was calling for more rain tomorrow. And I told him, around lunchtime would probably be the best time. So he was cool with that, and he explained to me, he had just purchased the car and basically wanted to get the car looking as new as possible. So I told him, I'd give him my ultimate shine package, and we also included a one-step correction because he said it had some minor blemishes on the exterior of the vehicle. And he mentioned steam cleaning and getting the carpet shampooed. But I told him, I wasn't going to add it on right then. I needed to see it because if possibly I could just steam clean it. So after going over the car once I got there, once we met up, I looked at it and I told him, hey, look, no sense in wasting money on shampoo and you don't need it. And I can just steam clean these floor mats, pretty much get it looking as pristine as possible. So typically the way I deal with this type of weather is I like to, be as transparent as possible with the customer, and communication is key in everything. So, if I know it's raining or it's about to rain, I let them know. I pretty much leave the ball in their court. I let them decide as far as, what they want done, if they want to get it done or possibly reschedule. If I was just doing a full interior, it really wouldn't be a problem unless it was just pouring down rain. Because like I said, and you seen it, I usually keep my 12 by 12 tent with me in situations like this to where I can get, I've had a full-size truck up under this tent before. So as long as I can, get in and out and, I'm not getting rained on and the interior's not getting rained on, then I'm pretty much fine. And as far as doing like the exterior in this type of weather, I probably wouldn't do it unless I knew that I could do it, that it was going to stop raining by the time I got to it. I say that. But either way, you know what I'm saying, this type of weather, it's a blessing if you can still get work doing this type of weather. So as long as the customer's willing to get it done, I'm willing to do it. I actually ran into a similar situation a couple of weeks ago where I had a customer that had booked with me, and the radar was saying that it wasn't going to rain. It was just a slight overcast, but where I was at, it actually started pouring down rain. So they pretty much got the same thing. Actually, they got my platinum package, which is a bigger package, which included everything that I did today, plus paint correction. And I was doing the interior and it started misting. I didn't have my tent with me, but luckily, thank God, I was finishing up before it actually started to come down. And so I was like, I'm just going to wait it out, and actually thought about DoorDashing me something to eat, taking a little lunch break. So while I was sitting there, I called the customer to let him know what was going on and whatnot. And he was like, hey, you want to pull in the garage? And I was like, yeah, as long as I got enough room to work in. And I asked him, was it cool if I washed the car in there or whatnot? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So anyway, long story short, he pulled the car in. I went in there, washed the car, polished it, did everything that needed to be done to the exterior inside the garage. And it actually turned out all right. But leave it in the comments and let me know, have y'all ever ran into this type of situation, or when this type of weather comes around, what do y'all do? Do you take the job, or do you call it quits, call it a day, or whatnot? Leave it in the comments and let me know. So at this point, we pretty much halfway done. Done the interior, steam clean, wipe down, vacuum, did the windows. Pretty much did everything except for the door jambs, because I'm actually about to start on the exterior, and I usually do the door jambs last. But right now, I'm actually just ranting about that P&S Swift. The last couple of weeks, I've been, for the first time really using it. I've seen a lot of detailers talk about it and hands-on using it or whatnot with themselves or whatever. But first time I got my hands on it the last couple of weeks, and I can honestly say, man, I like this product. It's not a product that I would use to do, deep cleaning or, heavily soiled, but a maintenance detail or a vehicle like this that's pretty much already clean, so to say, like this thing really shines and it conditions, and it also leaves behind that nice satin finish that, is not high glossy or nothing. And as you can see, yeah, the sun's starting to peek back out, and I'm kind of glad I got this tent still up, because it was getting kind of hot right there. It's humid out here today. But yeah, that P&S Swift, man, it's definitely been a game changer for me. A new quick interior detail, as I call it. And I did want to address something, man. One of the family members actually had a question and wanted to know what was the difference between clay bars and clay pads and clay mitts. And I'm basically just giving my description of it and, what I think about it. Pretty much to me, they all do the same thing. You got a fine clay bar, a medium clay bar, heavy clay bar, and the same goes with the mitts and the rags, and they all the same. It really comes down to a preference, and I hope he see this video, and I hope he gets some clarity from it. But it pretty much really just boils down to a preference. Like, what do you prefer? Me, I prefer the rag. My mitt, I got my rag. It's a fine grade, and the mitt is a medium grade. Anything heavy, usually I'll pull out my clay bar for it. But for the most part, I'm using either the mitt or the pad. And like I say, it just basically boils down to preference, man. One's not better than the other one, other than if you drop the clay bar on the ground, it's done. But, if you drop your mitt, then, you can just rinse it off and get back to claying. And leave it in the comments, man. For those that do know, let us know, which ones do you prefer, the clay bar or do you prefer the clay mitt? Alright, so I'm back. Finished the exterior, finished doing the polishing, washing, decontamination, and that whole phase or whatnot. So right now, really what I'm doing is I'm actually just putting tire shine on and doing the door jambs. And don't nobody judge me. Yes, I am using Chemical Guys VRP to put on the tires, man. I like this stuff. It's durable, it shines, especially on clean tires, and I have no issues with this. I'm not a Chemical Guys fan, not sponsored by them in any way, but I mean, if some of their stuff works, it works. And excuse me if you can't hear me too good, man. My mic actually died on me. I forgot to turn it off while I was working. So, like I said, basically I'm just going the tires, and I'm going back through the door jambs, wiping everything down in there. And for that, I'm using Griot Ceramic Speed Shine. I love this stuff, man. It's probably my favorite detail spray, door jambs, or even just after washing the car that I've put some protection on. I'm going back for a maintenance detail or something. Like, I love this stuff. It's good. Spray the rag, boom, wipe it down. Don't get no better than that, do it. Tiny man, I love this stuff. Alright, so the $1 million question is, how much did I charge for this detail? And as y'all can see, not to get off topic, but I did have to take my tent down. The wind started blowing and I just didn't want to take that chance. But anyway, we finished the job up. And for this job right here, I switched it up a little bit. Originally, it was gonna cost him $575. I believe that's what we quoted to start with. But like I said, it's a fairly new car. Whoever had it took very good care of it. It's a 2023 Mazda 3. So I wasn't sure how many miles was on it, but this was the only issues really that was on the car. That was it. Other than that, the paint was flawless. So instead of using the P601, I went with the P301 instead of doing a one-step correction. Basically what I did was paint enhancement. So I knocked the price down some, and for this job I charged this customer right here $465, and that is out the door. This took me about, let me see, I got here at 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. Took me roughly about 4.5 hours to do. So I'm happy. I'm finna call them out here, and I'm pretty sure hopefully they'll be happy. And as long as they're happy, that's all that matters at the end of the day. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today and, you know, getting through this weather. But anyway, like always, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already part of the family. And if you got something from this video, hit the like button. And you know how we do. Be blessed, be prosperous, and I catch y'all on the next one. Peace.